Hi, my name is Allie, and I make synthetic dreadlocks that I sell on my online Etsy store. And I get a lot of people asking me, how do you braid them into your hair? So I decided to make a video showing you how to braid single-ended synthetic dreadlocks. First of all, when you braid them by yourself, it takes a lot longer because your arms are up and you get tired and you want to take breaks. When I braid mine, it takes like 3-4 hours maybe, but if you have help, it goes by a lot faster. So what you want to do is hold this for me real quick. I usually start with the bottommost layer, because if you start on the top and braid down, the dreads that you already have braided in are going to hang in the way, but if you start on the bottom and work your way up, then the dreads are below and out of the way. So I start with bottommost layer, if I can make it even, and then I separate the hair and put the rest of it up in a ponytail. Like that. Get the hair out of the way. And then you want to section the hair off by maybe 1-inch sections, depending on how many dreads you want to put on at a time. I usually just do like 1-inch sections, and I get the rest of the hair out of the way. And I've got my section here, and I can have the dread. And then this dread is really fluffy and frizzy because I've used it before, but when they're newer, they're a lot tighter and neater. But you want to go ahead and take a ponytail holder and put it through the loop of the single-ended dread, like that. And then I usually just use my pinky to hold it so it doesn't come off, like that. And then I use my fingers to pull the hair through, and then using the ponytail holder, use it to pull the hair through the dread. And then you want to slide the dread to the base of the hair, and then separate her hair into 2 pieces. And then using the dread as the 3rd piece, you just want to braid down, and I try to keep the braid as tight and as close up as possible, because her hair is kind of long, so if I were to braid really loose, the braid would go all the way down the dread, and you don't want that, because then you'll see the braid. So I keep the braid up as close, the lengths as close together as possible, so that the braid is short. Kind of. Okay. Now this side's coming out longer, so I usually just wrap it around so it's even with the other side. Okay. Once you've got the hair wrapped around it, I get a small rubber band, and holding the hair in place, I just wrap it around the dread and the hair. Like that. And then sometimes you have little pieces of hair that stick up. I don't know if you can see it or not on the camera, but sometimes there's hair that stick up. I usually get another rubber band and just bring the loose hair down, and I'll usually use 2 in each dread just to be sure it's held like that. And then you got the dread here, and then if you compare it to how long her hair is, the braid is really short compared to how long her hair is. If I were to make it really loose, the braid would be all the way down to the tip, and you don't want that, because then you won't see the dread as much. And some people like transitional dreads, where the base color matches the same color as your natural hair, so that it'll blend in better and you don't see the braid as much. But it just depends on what you like. And then you just want to basically start going over through the sections, pull the next layer down, go through the sections, and then just work your way up. You can leave your bangs down, or you can braid them in, whatever you want to do. And yep, that's how you do it. So thanks for watching.